I like characters because
No,
actors,
no.
Gwendolyn Christie,
Either
mommy
or.
ball.
I mean, yeah, honestly, either. But
Gwendolyn Christie is like the ultimate
Yeah,
mommy,
no,
but
she's-
also
yeah.
I agree.
Natalie Dormer.
Natalie
Yes.
Dormer, you know what? I can
yeah.
see it. I wouldn't immediately
the
say mommy,
smile.
but like you're not wrong.
It's the crooked smile.
It's the crooked smile. Yeah, it gets me every time. And you know,
Yeah.
like again, like this is me. You know, as a homosexual, nobody's that gay. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so Natalie Dormer definitely does it for me. Hold on.
Lisa Edelstein, deep pull.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
But Lisa Edelstein, I'm
I know
sad,
the name.
y'all.
I'll look at it later. Soul
I
Calibur.
don't know what to tell you.
Mommy, Ivy.
Oh, I've never played Soul Calibur.
The Lip K. If you've ever seen the lady with the chain whip sword, Mommy. Her outfits fully they're unreasonable. For sure. You definitely cannot fight in those.
That's fair.
And you know, the boob physics be physics in. But you know, she's bad bitch.
Oh,
for sure.
Will,
Yes.
You're correct. Rhea Ripley?
Yes.
Yeah,
100%.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Oh, yeah. No, that was, yeah.
Who's Rhea Ripley?
That was a given.
I had to
Oh,
Google
no, we have to
her.
educate you.
Rhea
I
Ripley
don't know
is
media. I was literally raised in a barn. I don't know how to tell you this.
Rhea Ripley is the greatest wrestler of all
There were
time.
horses. I don't like.
Yes.
And also, just if you were to create a perfect femme individual, right there, right there.
All right. Okay.
Incredible.
I'm being
And
added to the group chat. This is upsetting.
No,
And that
Kit, I
is-
feel like the second you're going to Google them,
Oh, yes.
you'll be like, I'm sad.
yes.
Yep.
We need to see this, so please do this on air, Kit. We need to know.
Correct. That is the correct response.
answer.
That was
Welcome
me.
to Friday night, guys. It's a secret. It's a secret.
It was so immediate. like you went,
Oh my gosh, she's
oh
right.
my. Oh, amazing. Yes, no, correct.
I
Mhm.
could not.
Mhm.
That much.
And this is where we are at tonight for table 2. So, hi everyone. We love you. We are live from the apocalypse. We are a not-for-profit TTRPG studio, and this is a season of Secrets and Shadows, our Regency-flavored Monsterhearts game. And this is specifically table 2, who has been left on a cliffhanger for a whole 2 weeks and just had to sit with no time skip, with no letter writing. No letter
Thanks,
writing.
I hate it.
These
I have
hands
words for you.
wanted to write letters, and they
I
were not
know.
allowed to.
A calendar month, JD, that I've been sitting on these letters. I just
I
need
know.
you to know that.
I know. I'm very aware. I'm very aware, Kit. I'm
It's a hate crime
sorry.
against me specifically.
I am sorry that I'm making you suffer.
You'll be hearing from a lawyer.
That's all fair. That's all valid.
Mhm.
We'll see what you all say at the end of tonight. Maybe you will all thank me and you'll be like, no Rammies were had. It is fine. But in the meantime, I'm going to remind everyone that as we are a not-for-profit TTRPG studio, we are raising money for progressive causes. We are currently raising money for the First Nations Development Institute. So at any point during the night, you can type in !donate and get a link that will take you right to the site where you can put whatever money you would have donated to or given to us on Twitch to them. They will do good things with it. We love and support them, and we would ask you to do that rather than the alternative, which is subbing, giving bits, anything like that. We cannot stop you from subbing. I regret my words on this stream. It's fine. Nobody put up the phrasing gif. It's fine. I did not. I'm going to think carefully about the words I choose to speak when we are doing this game. We cannot stop you from subscribing. However, there is a consequence if you do this. If you subscribe to us, unfortunately, beloved Dungeon Master, I'm just going to stop talking. Brennan Lee Mulligan will kill 1 dog for every month you are subscribed. Earlier today, we had, I think, up to 40 dogs killed on Thy Kingdom Comes stream, because all of us... All of us...
You are subscribed for 16 months.
I was hoping nobody would remember that. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I was there.
Amber knows they were there. They saw it happen. So yes, do not contribute to the loss of dogs. That has already been substantial today. I think that's all of what I have to go over before we dive in. And I think we're going to jump right into the not Rammies that are happening this session because it's fine.
No Rammies, all mommies.
No Rammies, no Rammies, no
Just jump
Rammies, no
right in.
Rammies.
Yeah, let's go. No
It's all mommies episode, actually.
And so we start panning out over the Connolly estate. It is 150 acres spread out, ranging from forest to grassy land to, of course, the rose gardens and where the estate itself lies. It is just a little bit after dusk. The sun has almost set, the moon is pretty well in the sky. And as we move over the Connolly estate, we see a few different figures who are outside the residence. We see near the woods where just the bare edges of old worn down stone are somewhat visible through the trees. Lord Isaac Connolly, the son of Duke and Duchess, walking with Astrid. We see them almost frozen in this moment, Isaac looking pleadingly at them while they offer him some comfort. We move across the grounds right over where the tea party back at the first session with the first table was set. And then over to the rose garden, which is lush and taken care of and well maintained, where Fitz and Elise stand in the moonlight looking at each other. And then we move inside through the closed doors. We see the entryway, the foyer, which not too long ago, all four of you were standing in before several of you briefly retired to the study, and then others ended up stepping outside. The Duke and Duchess are nowhere in sight, but we follow the path down the hall into the study, where Dorian Black stands in front of a bookcase that has just swung open, revealing a set of stairs behind it. And that is where we are going to begin tonight's session. And so, Dorian, you felt that very familiar pull of infernal energy that brought you to the book on the shelf that, when you touched, opened this passageway. What do you do next?
Well, seems only fair since I've opened it. And I figure out what exactly is here. Is that a wise choice? Probably not. But we're already in the shit, so might as well get both feet stuck in.
We absolutely love that for you.
Mm-hmm.
We love these choices. And so you step forward and you can see that the stairs go down ostensibly into darkness. However, as you pass through the threshold, sconces along the wall begin to light up. Not all at once, just enough that you can see a few steps ahead of you. And if you choose to move down the stairs, it isn't that many steps before you can see the bottom.
We'd love to see a bottom, so we'll go ahead and go down.
That's a fair response.
I said what I said.
And so, as you move down the stairs and the walls continue to light up, you see a stone floor. It is narrow at first, but within a few more steps opens up into a circular room. And as soon as you cross that threshold, all of the lights light up. And what strikes you, Dorian, is that this is magical on multiple levels. When you look at the sconces, what lights them is not normal candlelight. That, of course, should not be able to be activated just by someone walking by anyways, but the light burns blue. And it gives off enough radiance that you can clearly see the room inside. And you have enough familiarity with sigils and rituals to know that you are walking into a room where such rituals are conducted. There is a mirror on one wall. There is a circle with sigils etched all around it in the center of the room. And there are a variety of items that one would presumably use to conduct a ritual. Everything from ritual daggers to scrying mirrors to stones to pendulums to even items that resemble tarot cards.
Hmm. I think first things first. Dorian's gonna take out his pistol because we're definitely in a dangerous place, and rather be prepared and armed just in case. And I think he's gonna explore. Gonna make sure to stay outside of the circle.
It's a wise choice.
I thought so. Does it look like this has been used recently, like today or even yesterday?
It is a bit hard to tell.
Okay.
That would be, there are no visible signs. This is not a place where, say, a human sacrifice was conducted or anything like that. Like, there's no
No, that was
sign
elsewhere.
of blood or anything like that. It does not seem that type of place. But if you would like to gaze into the abyss, you might gain more information about what is happening in here.
Obviously.
I
we're
love
immune
that for
to.
you.
I was told there were no Rammies, so.
So go for it. Yeah, it's fine. Just go for it. There can't be any Rammies.
That is plus dark?
Yep.
Heck yeah. Hiya. Oh no. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that advancement. Thank you so. I'm gonna take the experience. Thank you so much. I get a +2, but a 1 and a 2 on the die. Not great is the thing.
Absolutely incredible. And what I'm going to say happens there for Dorian is Dorian maybe overestimates himself a bit. This type of magic is, you do not believe it's unfamiliar to you. But when you try to get a read on what is actually happening in the room, you realize this is far different than what your connection with Abraham is. This is not the same sort of situation at all. And what you feels in some ways actually more powerful than what you're used to experiencing from your connection with Abraham. It feels darker, it feels more controlled, and it feels deeper as well. And so everything you get is hazy. But I will say you do catch a brief glimpse, just a brief glimpse, of a figure who, in that moment, you would recognize as Duke Connolly, standing in front of the mirror. And there is a figure in the glass. It looks like it could even be Abraham, from as much as you can tell, much in the way that he initially appeared to you and has appeared to you on occasion when he takes on that more demonic-looking form.
Oh. So Duke Connolly is down there or over there.
He had been. This is definitely a flash that you saw from at some point previously.
Okay. Got it. All right. This is probably a little bit above my head. I should probably get out of here. No, not quite.
I mean, there are no Rammies tonight. There are no Rammies.
There are no Rammies. Someone sacrificed Reynard.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't Abraham, as far as I can tell. So it was somebody. So I'm going to see if it was the Connollys. And I'm going to hope that I'm wrong.
And how are you thinking you're going to obtain that information, Q?
I did tell him one more time.
And so, in this moment, are you trying to get Abraham's attention?
Yes.
You actually don't have to do anything, which is very unusual. It's almost like you think about Abraham, and rather disconcertingly, his image appears in the mirror. Not in the demonic form, just in his regular guise.
Evening, Abraham.
Evening, Dorian.
I found something interesting.
So I see.
But you might like to know, but I think you already do. So they're that connected with you. I see.
They are not connected with me in the way that you think they are.
Well, color me curious. How are they connected? Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me try. That's my business, Dorian. Did I get it right?
Now is not a good time to be testing me, Dorian. But I will tell you this for free. I am not their patron.
That's bad. Seeing as how I'm...
Yes, I don't believe you were meant to find that.
Yeah, well, when the energies are the same. So I should probably get out of here then, huh?
I think that would be quite wise.
So they're the ones that sacrifice Reynard then. Is that your guess? That's mine. Running theory.
And it would seem we have the same theory, though I do not like to act on theories until they are proven.
Okay, well, let me prove it. And if I do, you let me go.
He considers that.
Can I make a roll about it?
I would love for you to roll to manipulate an NPC.
Fantastic. I'll seduce. I don't care. It's not my dad.
If you would like to roll with Hot to attempt to manipulate him through seduction, I will support this.
Fantastic. And the dice agree. That's a 10. So Dorian's going to walk up to the mirror, get real close. Glasses are off now. The golden eyes are looking at Abraham. You don't need to hold on to my soul to keep me around. I can be useful without you lording that over me. What do you say?
Abraham's face is as impassive as ever.
Mm-hmm.
And he simply says, "It seems we have a deal. If you prove that the Connollys are responsible for Prince Reynard's murder, I will release the rest of your strings."
Wonderful. I'll let you know when I have something.
However, I will do no favors for free. And so if you find yourself in over your head and you ask for my help, you know what that means.
Yes, I'm aware. It's how I got here in the first place.
I am glad we understand each other, Dorian.
Perfectly, sir.
And the mirror clouds over, and at that point goes back to just being a piece of glass. And I think right there, we are going to leave you, Dorian.
Yeah, seems good.
And we are going to move out to the Rose Garden, where Fitz and Elise are having a conversation. And I will let the two of you jump into that.
I mean, it's conversation. It's just a friendly chat, I think. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
friendly conversation. It's fine.
Everything's fine, and we're fine, and everything's good. I believe when we were so dramatically cut off last time, Elise had just asked a question of Fitz, because he had been accusing her of dalliances or some such.
I don't know if it was
And-
a formal j'accuse using the French legal
but
precedent.
she took it that way for sure. And he seems caught up with where her heart's at. And she is not so certain that Miss Carewood means nothing to him then.
We're starting with Rhiannon then. Great.
That's where we left off.
No,
if you
no,
would
that-
like to start somewhere else,
No.
be
That's
my
100%
guest. It's
where we
your
left
fight.
off.
It's your
That
fight
makes-
as much as it is mine.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. I'm just going to internalize the rammies that I've been feeling and start with you mean Lady Carewood. Where did you get that impression?
I was informed by a friend that you had made those intentions public after I had thought that we had spoken about this. I just wish to clear the air, as you seem to want to do.
Fitz has enough shame to blush and look down. And there's a lot of pausing and half starts before he finally says that, we did speak about Lady Carewood, and she is important to me. And perhaps if it weren't for this, and he sort of gestures to the necklace around Elise's neck, then she and I might have been something.
So
But
you would only love me for my tragedy, then, is it?
that is not what I mean. What I mean is that because of the events that have happened, you've been brought into my life. And we can't change that. But my own heart was forged in the cruelty of my family. It's indivisible. I can give it to one person, and that person is you. And it's always been you. Even when I didn't know that was true.
I only have the same request as you. If there is someone else, I do not mind. I only want to know. But if if you say this is okay, will it hurt you so every time you think there's someone else? Every time I have a friend, will you distrust me for it? If you do, that is not permission.
This is new to me, but whatever part of your heart is mine, I will guard it and treasure it. Mine is yours completely. And while we navigate this, this is curiosity, not jealousy.
I trust you, Fitz, but I need to know that you trust me as well.
Hey, storyteller.
Yes.
How do we feel about a flashback?
I'll allow it.
Do you have a particular polo night in mind?
And I'm just going to say before we start, I probably don't need to. I don't know how spicy we're going to get, but just remember that only a certain amount of spice is as far as we can go before we fade to black.
Yeah, no, not
Of
that
course. Of
sort of.
course.
Me spicy? No. No, dealer's choice. I feel like that's up to Fitz to decide.
I mean, I think where Fitz's mind is going is a moonlit night on the edge of the polo ground where he had asked Elise if they trust him after a conversation about that.
Yes. Oh man.
Sorry, we have to pull up some notes here. Excuse, we're
It's
processing.
Fine. Amber just killed me from what they posted in the chat.
Not
Amber, no.
yet.
Please.
No.
Please, Amber, no.
Rammies.
It's Rammies all the way down. Always. I for some reason cannot find that chat. But
Hey, storyteller, would it be okay if we cut over to Astrid while we figure this out?
I would love to, yes. I'm sorry, I was still laughing over what is happening in the chat, so I was admittedly distracted. So yes, we are going to move away from Fitz and Elise. We're having a wide range of moments happening for everyone tonight. We started with Dorian finding a ritual room. We then moved into a bit of a lover's spat happening in the Rose Garden. And now we are moving over towards the edge of the woods, towards the ruins of the old monastery, where Astrid and Isaac stand together. Isaac just confessing to Astrid that he desperately is feeling the need to unburden his soul, and saying to them something he didn't clarify about his parents and perhaps their role in what happened to Damien Deloso.
Hold on, remind me, because it's been 2 weeks, but it feels like it's been a month.
That is fair.
That he thinks he had killed.
He said that he expressed that he did not see himself as a good person, that he felt responsible for what happened to the Delosos, and then started to say, maybe it wasn't me, but my parents. And Astrid had said, wait, your parents, and that was right where we'd cut.
That's right. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah. Oh, I now remember what happened the night. Okay. I was like, oh, why don't I remember? Oh, okay. Yeah. I know what I did that night. Okay. So, yeah, Astrid brings like a gloved hand to their mouth and just, I mean, I apologize for the impropriety. I just want to ensure that I have the right understanding here. You think your parents had them killed?
And Isaac takes a deep breath and starts to speak and pauses and then looks so relieved and says, yes. Yes, that is what I think.
Girl, I need an insight check.
Yeah.
Where's my D20? What's my wisdom? No. Let's see. Yeah. Astrid. Hold on. I'm trying to remember all of my basic moves.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. I think I would love a gaze into the abyss roll, actually.
That was what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love a gaze into the abyss. And even though I have a negative in that, yeah. Yeah. I'm going to do that. Okay. Actually, that's an 8 for gaze into the abyss.
Incredible. We love to see it. We don't entirely love what Astrid is about to see, but we do love to see these types of rolls.
Yeah, they're definitely like, I don't trust that this is happening correctly. And I think, whatever this vision that they're about to see from gazing into the abyss shows, they're going to definitely take the moral high ground about it and try to gain an integrity.
That is fair. And so, Astrid, what I imagine this looks like is you look into Isaac's eyes, because eyes are the window to the soul. And so you meet his gaze, and it's almost like you fall through his eyes and into his mind. And he is actively thinking in this moment about what happened to the Delosos. And so you catch a variety of fragments of memory. You see Isaac and Damien walking hand in hand. In fact, you might even recognize some of these moments from ones that occurred in the last season. You know, them at a dance together, them walking beside each other, the moment that they were engaged. And then you more hear than see muffled conversation, almost like there's a door there. And it does not sound like Isaac is a participant. He's hearing things about the Delosos, about the need to create a distraction. And you feel Isaac's fear. And in fact, see a moment where he went to Damien and said, "I'm worried about you." He could not explain why. It was similar to when he tried to tell anyone who wasn't Astrid about what happened to the Delosos. Like the words would not be able to come out. And then you see him standing in a circular room. And staring at what looks like a ritual dagger that has blood on it. And you see him drop to his knees and cry. And then you see him standing at Damien and Carmen Deloso's funerals. Parents beside him, anger radiating from his body, though he can say and do nothing.
Astrid blinks as she takes in like the rest of that vision and the truth that actually lies bare before her, and removes like her gloved hand from the crook of Isaac's arm, taking a step back and regarding him up and down a couple times, and I deeply apologize for my rudeness. Um I don't know what you expect from me for all of this. Why you feel the need to tell me lies just to soothe your own conscience.
And Isaac looks confused, and then his eyes widen and he looks afraid. And says, What do you mean, Astrid?"
I thought you loved him.
I did. I still
You
do.
did.
I still do. That's why I'm here talking to you, Astrid. You're the only one I can talk to about this. I don't know why.
Amber might have misinterpreted because I'm dumb.
You did not. You did
Oh,
not.
okay. Because I see Q in the chat telling me otherwise, but also Q.
I'll put it this way. Astrid's impression is not entirely wrong. The fragments of the vision make it more confusing. So it was left a bit ambiguous, but your reaction is not wrong.
Okay. All right. Again, I went a little too hard on emo night on Wednesday, and I'm still feeling those rammies. Okay, I am fully ramified. So I just want to make sure my egg isn't scrambled.
I mean, Astrid, if you're saying that I had a role in it, you're not wrong.
I'm not.
I mean, it was my fault for getting into a relationship with him. I should have known the risks.
You should have known the ram. No, I'm joking.
Should have known the Rammies, Isaac. What was that about?
Isaac, may I introduce to you a term called rammy? No, they.
Let's get out of there. This is a private conversation.
Yeah,
Excuse.
come on.
How dare.
We're talking. Hey, we're talking. Focus on me.
Agreed.
Oh. She has many things to say. Hey, shut up. It's my turn to speak. Okay.
Buddy.
I think she knows I'm leaving tomorrow. Oh, Ray. Mm-hmm. Okay, I hear you. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, so you have many things to say, Ray. What should Astrid do? I agree. So Astrid still continues to keep their distance from Isaac. Brows furrowed and really where like Astrid's like big port wine stain grows redder from the aggravation and the consternation of it all. I'm not sure what to believe right now, Sir Isaac. I there's just been so much happening, and this season has been filled with nothing but destruction and pain for so many of us that I don't know who to trust, that I don't know who is safe to confide in. I mean, if you tell me you didn't murder your fiance, well, great, but you also did just confess to having some involvement in a murder.
And I don't expect your absolution or anything like that, Lady Primer. I know I don't deserve it. I am here to ask a favor of you, and I will do anything you ask of me if you will do this favor for me. Because I don't believe anyone else can.
What favor?
He nods towards the stones of the monastery and says, my family kept some of the remains of the Delosos. I want to give them back to the people they belong to. I cannot touch them, but I believe you can. And so all I ask, you will not, it will not be unseemly. They are in a box. All I ask is that you bring them to Carmen. And if you are willing to do that, I will do anything for you.
You know the point in like the first date video by Blink 182 where Tom DeLonge is just like, what the fuck? That's 100% like going through in my brain right now. Um what that is will stop. What um w- when you say anything, define anything. From you, I'm going to need clear and set guardrails on what is and isn't acceptable. And further, I am going to need exactly what you're going to need from me to do this. If I get myself cursed because of you,
I do not know how I can make you believe me on this, Lady Primer, but I would not ask you if I thought any harm would befall you.
why can't you touch the box?
Because my parents put in a variety of safeguards to prevent me from speaking about or interacting with anything related to their deaths. They have kept my silence for a year.
But you're speaking about it now.
I know, and I don't know what it is about you that allows for me to talk this freely. I had a sense, a feeling of peacefulness. Buddy.
I squished her squeaky toy and she immediately was like,
That's fair, though. That's totally fair. I do not know exactly what it is that is special about you, but I certainly could not speak like this when I talked with. And he pauses for a moment and then says, "Well, that is not my secret to tell. When I met with Carmen, I could not tell him what I am telling you now."
is there a deadline on this?
I would like it to happen as soon as is possible. I You spoke of your concerns about what has happened this season and the tragedies that have occurred. I do not know what the rest of the season will hold. And so, for that reason alone, I would ask for some expediency.
Astrid looks up at the moon, as if looking to her for guidance and for that divine feminine wisdom that only the moon can provide. Takes a deep breath. The debt of gratitude you owe me, Isaac, will be substantial. I hope you understand that.
I do. And that is why I hesitate to put parameters around that. I want you to be able to ask from me whatever would account for the favor you are about to do for me.
I do not want my family getting involved. I do
can
not want
assure
to
you.
harm. I do not want to harm my siblings' chances in finding their perfect future. Mine might be ruined, but they don't deserve anything, any harm to come their way.
I can promise you that no harm will come to your family, Astrid, and all I want for you is for you to have the future that you deserve.
I'll do it.
Thank you.
At least, at the very least, to ensure your beloved is finally put to the rest he deserves. He didn't get a chance at a future.
I know.
But you can live out the rest of yours in his memory.
That is all I aspire to do, Astrid. And that is the only reason I ask this of you. I want him to have what he deserves. I want him to have. And he pauses once again there and says, well, that situation is complicated, but I suppose there is the possibility there may be more of a future for him as well. And I think this may help in that.
I don't want any part in any dark-sided nonsense, buffoonery. Gargoyles, psychics.
It is not like that, Astrid. In fact, I have much more concerns of the darkness here than I do of where those remains would be headed.
Okay. I believe I have somebody that can help.
Is this someone you trust?
A little birdie told me that I can trust them fully.
And Isaac nods and says, then I trust your judgment. And I think with that, we're going to pull back from the two of you and move back over to the Rose Garden and the memory on the polo field that we were just about to dive into.
Do you want the honors, Your Honor?
I suppose I will. I suppose I can. Fitz and Elise have had a number of polo evenings. At first, it was straight up just polo. It was sneaking out of the castle and out of the townhouse to just hang and teach Elise what polo is, and then get absolutely creamed on the polo field in a just bastardized version of one-on-one polo. Um, uh, just vibing and stuff, and then quickly after the season began, it turned into less polo, more chatting. Um, and uh, there was one evening not terribly long ago, maybe within the past week, I think, if I'm remembering timelines correctly, that they had sort of snuck out to this one of their usual polo spots, um, just to sort of to talk and without ears and eyes and stuff. And there were a couple of memories shared between each other. And Fitz had shared some memories that I will not go into unless Fitz would like to. Um,
Fitz can go into those memories briefly. That's fine.
that's up to you.
Quite a bit of memories of the early years of the family. The formative reasons why Fitz is the way he is, both as a human werewolf and as a human being. I think the one that stood out was the time Fitz's dad made him hunt the local villagers in the local forest, threatening him with their fate if he did not go through with it. And that's all I'll say on that matter. But it was bad. Capital B trademark.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of memories shared that they can't really talk about with anyone else. Which leads into what Elise had shared that she has not told anyone else about except for the other person who was involved, which is the night a few months before the season began that she was turned. And she did not go into too many specifics of who it was. That is not something that she is at liberty to discuss for a number of reasons. But she did, talking about how, she was at home doing work out in the stables, wink, wink. And not wink, wink, but like throwback. And some very injured person came in needing to feed. And very quickly after that, they arrived here. And they have not been able to talk about that with anyone. And they have not been able to take off their neckerchief or the one gaudy piece of jewelry that is the only fancy gift from the crown that they wear that hides the massive gnarly scar down their collarbone, which they did show to Fitz. Hot and steamy. And very very not so steamy, but very tense, very there was a lot of trust involved in that evening, as there tends to be between those two at polo nights. And
I was just gonna say, I think the last thing we can end on is that Fitz's reaction to the scar was to touch it, and that caused some tension. And there was an exchange of, "Do you trust me?" And Elise responded with a yes, so Fitz kissed her on her nose. And then said, "Do you trust me?" And Elise said yes, so he kissed her on her forehead. And then on her cheek. And then we'll fade to black on that.
get your head out of the gutter.
So
I think that's the memory that is kind of happening at this point when Elise asks him, "I trust you, but do you trust me?"
And Fitz gets very serious, face very scrunchy, which Elise knows that that's him showing emotion, like emoting in a way that's earnest, incredibly earnest. And he says, I trust you with everything that I am. I showed you that, or I thought I had. Is there
You
some way I can reassure you?
just just tell me what you need from me, Fitz, with your words. Do you need to know every person that is calling? Do you need to know what do you need to know? That's all I have been asking of anyone lately. Just need you to be honest with me about what you need.
I just need you to believe that I'm being honest when I ask you these things. I lie for a living, and I hate that. But in you, I thought I had found someone I didn't have to lie with. Lie to. Lie with differently. Phrasing.
Um, I think that does sort of break the tension a little bit, and also sort of break that facade of like angry j'accuse, you're accusing me of dallying and like, okay, maybe that's not what this is. Maybe I'm reading too much into this. Maybe I'm, reading the worst into people. And they just sort of, kind of, shrink back on themselves, but they're like, okay, fine. Like it's it's just getting harder and harder to believe the truth when I see it. I'm sorry. I believe you. I do trust you and believe that you trust me as well. Can we try this again?
Fitz gives a big old goofy smile and says, I would like nothing more. And for the record, I do trust you.
Okay, so there's this girl. Okay. No.
Lay it on me, fam.
No.
But I think Fitz is going to look over and see what the chaperoning situation is.
30 paces back, just totally not looking, totally not listening.
100%. 100%.
I think Fitz is going to do and he's going to walk over to the chaperone and pull out his wallet or his money pouch and be like, can you find me Mr. Black? I won't say anything if you don't. And he's like gesturing to the coins, which I assume is a significant amount of money for the chaperone.
I am going to ask you to roll to manipulate an NPC.
I would like nothing more. This is plus hot?
Yep.
Correct? Good, because Fitz is hot. That's just the way of it. Mechanically. That is an
speaking.
11.
That is the dice wanting to tell this story. That is the dice very much agreeing with this. We respect the dice because this chaperone comes from the crown and would have had some reservations, but the money that you bring out, the smile that you give them, it is somehow enough that they're like, as long as neither of you mentions that I stepped away for a moment.
On
We
my
should-
honor, it had never occurred to me to mention it.
And if anyone does mention it, clearly there has been some emergency that would require me to find Mr. Black right away.
Fitz is like, oh, my knee. Yes. Terrible. Tricky old knee. Gotta get Dorian over here.
Yes, I had to run to get your flatmate, of course. And they head off towards the Connolly residence.
Wonderful. Then I think Fitz walks back up to Elise, looks around, and holds out his hand.
I think there's like sort of a pause of like, okay, but are you sure? Are you sure? Okay, fine. All right. Like, it takes his hand.
All right, smooch.
Oh,
Moonlight Rose Garden smooch.
I don't think Elise knows how to respond to that. No, I think there's genuinely just like a second of like just like totally frozen, like into it, but frozen. And then just like shoves him off, like, what are you doing? Are you trying to get us killed? But like grinning goofy, absolutely 100%.
It's like, no, I'm trying to let us live. And then smooch again.
Uncalled for. Yes, they smooch you back, of course, 100%. But
all
like,
right. It's brief. It's brief.
Yeah, no, it's like we can't do this here.
We had a little tiff. We're making up.
Or making out.
Oh yeah.
Also that. Which I guess is also Fitz's second intimacy move of the meta evening.
But I don't know that.
Yep.
No.
That it is.
I don't know that.
Cool.
Oh no, Q, you are muted.
I said, and now you won't.
Oh no. So yeah, that's, I don't know, anything else we want to do in the Rose Garden scene, or do we just want to wait for Dorian to show up, awkwardly standing next to each other?
I mean, I think given the context of the conversation, I think Elise would like seeing that, like, you know, he isn't mad, he just wants to know what's going on, and like feeling a little less defensive. Like, she would definitely offer to be like, okay, so like somebody has sent me a letter and it's happening and I haven't done anything about it yet. I was not planning to do anything about it until we had a chance to talk about it. But if you want to know what is going on there, I'm not trying to hide anything from you. But, you know, in the spirit of trust.
What was in the letter?
And that's how we segue. Oh man. And what a letter it was. This is actually something that I was sent last time and didn't it just didn't come up. But Elise had received a letter a couple days after the funeral, maybe a week, sealed in blue wax, bearing the seal of the unmelting snowflake. And if it please the court, I suppose I shall read it.
Please.
It is addressed, my sweet Elise. I must be forward with you, Elise. Your presence and affirmation during the funeral, though from a distance, was a much appreciated comfort in one of the most trying times in my family's life. Seeing you there in a moment of weakness granted me the willpower I needed to let the frost go, albeit momentarily. It was not something that has been accomplished in my 19 years of training with Helix to manage my emotions. I hope when you see the pattern, you will think of me. As for our recent outing together, it was also a period of immense relief as a distraction away from it all. Helix was extraordinarily busy with the planning for the funeral, and it felt as though I'd never get away. And all the lovely things you said about me, about my ice, were very nice to hear. You see the world, myself included, with an eye I envy, and I hope you know I see you quite similarly. I hope you do not think me too improper for the thanks I give, and I hope you do not think me too proper for the request I'm about to make. With your permission, I'd quite like to court you. Mind, this is not a declaration of marriage or love, as Captain de Villiers had published regarding Lady Carewood. I would not dare move so quickly. These things take time, and I wish to give you nothing but time, so that I might find that we are as compatible as it seems to be. I do not owe my family much by way of arrangement by the end of the season, as my cousin might, but for them to know that I have had the honor to meet someone so pleasant and beautiful as to catch my eye would be great news unto itself. I hope you do not find this so bold as to turn you away from the idea, but should you reject the notion, I shan't allow that to make us any less than friends. I would not dream of forcing you into exclusivity either. If others should come to declare their intentions, let them come. I trust you and your intuition, and whoever you choose, should they be your heart's truest choice, will have my implicit approval as your friend. Affectionately, Lady Octavia Frostpin of the Winter Court. And enclosed in the letter was a sheet of blue paper with a rather clumsy drawing, I'm quoting here, of the pattern which Octavia had shot through the ground at the funeral. And I think they are paraphrasing when they tell this to Fitz, because, but I do think they would tell them that, like, yes, I've been quite friends with Octavia, and we've hung out or whatever. And I do quite enjoy their presence, but that is not a conversation that we have had, nor that we will have until you and I have, I suppose, this conversation. I was not intending to keep it from you. There was nothing to keep yet.
I understand completely. And Lady Frostpin is a charming, lovely young individual.
She is.
I personally don't know them very well, but if they are your friend, that's all that matters for me.
You are too sweet on me, Fitz. You're too kind.
Just want to see you happy.
And you have had a greater hand in that than you know.
Fitz will give a silly bow.
And they will give a very goofy curtsy and continue on through the rose garden.
And I think that is where we will leave the two of them for the moment. And we will return, albeit briefly, to Mr. Dorian Black in the room beneath the Connolly residence, where you hear footsteps coming down the stairs. And that is where we are going to pause to take our break.
How dare
Absolutely
you?
disrespectful. That is
Incredible.
1000% disrespectful.
The emotional
JD, we're gonna
whiplash,
have
the
to box.
1-2
I'm so
punch.
sorry. I'm so sorry. We're gonna have to fight. I don't make the rules.
Hugh,
I need
if
to
you need a
just-
second, if you need a second for this fight, you have me, okay?
Oh.
I'm with you.
Do you need a third?
Oh.
Do you need to take a third?
I'm
Fourth?
hot. I'm hot.
Fourth.
I need to take this off. I need to take this off right now. Okay. All right. Nope. Fine.
That's why I'm giving everyone a break. Everyone a break so they can cool down from all of the
Hush.
heat. This is me taking care of my players. This is all love. This
Tell
is all
yourself
love.
that, dude.
Yeah, can I get in the hashtag it's JD's fault in the chat?
Dude,
Drop it in the comments.
Get in the fucking comments.
In the comments. We have to go, apparently. We're going on a break or something.
We're
I don't
going
know.
on break. And
Bye.
we'll see if I'm alive when we return. See you soon,
Oh,
everyone.
GM.
Hello, man. I just want to
Under
say
chat.
Oh,
that
baby.
I have brought Fitz's werewolf form in case anything bad needs to happen.
Wait.
So,
Is this now Fitz's werewolf form like canon?
oh yeah, this is Fitz's
In case
werewolf form
anyone was
canon.
wondering why Elise thinks he's
Amazing.
cute.
Just
it's
very
just
much
a-
larger than this particular
No.
Scraggle muffin.
No,
No.
can't.
Nope,
Not,
just
no.
It
just
shrinks
a little
down.
guy.
Immediately no.
Becomes a teacup
Just a little
Yorkie.
Don't listen to them. You're very intimidating.
That dog is terrifying, I will say. He can make a very angry face.
He's very
Yorkies are-
furious.
Terrifying.
He can make a very angry face.
They're
And I
British.
appreciate that.
Not only are they British, they're from the north, so they're even angrier.
Oh, God.
Ah. Well, welcome back, everyone. I am still somehow alive. I'm not entirely sure
For
how. There were
decided
threats
not to fight
against
you.
my person.
It's only because I'm in Texas. If I
By
were
the
like on the
grace-
East
I'm-
Coast,
By the grace
And
of
I'm
your
in hell. So,
Everybody just shows up at my place. Rumble happens.
no,
Hey,
no,
hey,
no.
hey, Sean, I just wanted
Wages
to-
are here.
just listen. I come to you to take you to Suplex City. Hi-ya! Let's go.
Yes, let us in.
Brought the Grammys to you.
Listen. Will is in the chat, and Will is going to be bringing so many Rammies in my direction. So, like, just remember that between him, Della, and Alex, you will get, and Lion. I'm sorry, let me not forget Lion in that. You will
Right.
get to see me
Crumbling
suffer.
Foundation. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So you will have plenty of opportunities for me to experience the Rammies, but for now, I get to deliver the Rammies to you. That brings us right back to Dorian. So Dorian,
Yep.
you
Mhm.
hear footsteps coming down the stairs. What do you do?
Okay. I'm gonna act like I'm absolutely supposed to be here.
Okay.
Cause why hide? That seems silly.
Well, William, I'm sorry. I can't. This is why running tech is such a problem, because I actually see chat and then I see comments like that and then I get distracted. It's fine. We're going to put on blinders and pretend that these conversations aren't happening. So, yes,
Crazy.
Dorian, you
Yes.
stand in the ritual room as though you are meant to be there, and a
Mhm.
figure, the shadow spills out across the floor. The figure appears fairly tall, and as he steps through, you recognize Duke Reginald Connolly. He does not
Duke
seem
Reginald.
concerned to find you here.
Good.
Is it?
Mr. Black,
Quite the place you have here. Do apologize for wandering in. Felt a tug, and well, I'm trying to learn everything that I can. You understand, of course?
of course, knowledge is important.
It is. So, Abraham get you all this?
Our patron provided much of this.
Now, that was decidedly not an answer. Is there something I can call your patron, or is it just your patron?
Would you give out your patron's name so freely?
Well, I was told not to. But, fair point. I'd simply say something to call them. Not necessarily their name. That's very different.
Would you like to roll to manipulate an NPC?
I would love to do that, actually.
I would love for you to do that.
Okay. And that's hot again, yeah?
It is.
Okay. That's a 7.
Okay. And Duke Connolly takes in your words and says, well, in this type of exchange, we do not give away anything for free. I suppose I could share my patron's name if it is that important to you. But I will need a favor from you in return.
I reserve all rights to agree or decline based on what you're asking of me.
Would you care to set the terms now?
You have my attention.
It would seem that your patron has some reservations about what allegiances my family holds. All I would ask is that you put in a good word for us.
Hmm. And for that, you'll tell me your patron's name.
I will.
Very well.
We have a deal.
We do.
He extends his hand to you. Do you shake it?
Are you gonna do some magic on this?
If I were, would that be a problem?
Well, yes, because you wouldn't have said that you were doing so.
Well then, let's put that on the table as well.
By all means.
Do you agree to those terms and for this to be a binding agreement?
If the only thing that is bound is that I must put in a good word with Abraham to you, and in return, you tell me the name of your patron.
And if a term is also that you cannot share that name with another, do you still agree?
I will. I won't tell a living soul.
If you take his hand,
I will take the hand.
and do you feel a warmth spreading through your palm as he looks you as much as he can in the eyes as you have the glasses on and says,
Mm-hmm.
Father Ashley Donovan.
How very interesting.
And he releases your hand and then gestures towards the stairs and says, well, it would seem to be time for us to perhaps rejoin tonight's gathering.
Oh, of course. I find myself rather famished tonight.
And he walks up with you out of the ritual room and up to the study, which is incidentally almost the exact moment that the chaperone walks in, just as the bookcase snaps shut
Of
behind.
course. Quick question for you.
Yep.
Yeah,
Could I
just
have
fucking grip
in
it,
my,
grip it,
sort of
baby.
wandering about, could I have
Slump that
taken one of
down,
those
dude. Shit, yeah, dude.
nifty little
Crack one for the
knives,
big
little
boy.
ritual daggers?
I will ask you to repeat that cue just because with us getting a donation, thank you. That was incredible. My attention was split.
It's all good. Would it have been possible for me to take one of the ritual daggers that was in that room?
100%.
Fantastic.
And so you have that. That is when the chaperone steps in and sees you and says, oh, Mr. Black, I was looking for you. The captain would like for you to meet him out in the Rose Garden. Something about his knee bothering him.
Oh, of course. I'll attend to him presently. Duke Connolly, I'll see you in the dining room. I'm likely to have to help the captain in. Old war wounds and all that.
Of course. I look forward to, well, seeing all 4 of you, and of course, my family, all present and accounted for shortly.
Of course. So yeah, I will head my happy behind out to go grab Fitz.
And I will pause the 3 of you right there because we're going to go back over to Astrid, who is with Isaac. So, Astrid, you have just agreed to be willing, with some help, to retrieve and transport the bones.
The bones.
Well, the remains, we'll say.
Well, I was agreeing with the bones.
The bones. Lady Primer, I know you do not trust me, and so I understand your reservations. I would like to at least show you where they are, so you know how to retrieve them. Is that acceptable?
I look back over my shoulder to make sure no one's following or watching.
There is no one in sight.
Let's make haste.
And Isaac escorts you into the forest. It, of course, immediately darkens, and perhaps it surprises Astrid a bit when Isaac lifts up a hand and then pauses and says, I have a way of creating light. I do not want to frighten you with it. Is that acceptable if I do that?
Is this man about to kill me? Out here in the forest?
You are not getting that vibe.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you are not getting that vibe. He genuinely seems like concerned that he wants to help you feel at ease because he understands why you do not feel at ease. But
Okay.
there is no malice coming from him.
Okay. Go ahead.
And in his palm, blue light comes up, and it is enough to show you the path that the 2 of you are walking through the woods towards the ruins of the monastery that once stood there. The stones have all crumbled. Most of the building is no longer standing, completely open to the sky and the moonlight. And the stones themselves are weathered and covered with moss that you can see thanks to the light cupped in his hand. And he leads you through one of the openings. It's hard to tell if this was actually an opening or if it's just the way everything has collapsed. And then kind of pauses once again to look at you and says, "They are below in the crypt. I know this is highly improper, Lady Primer, and I don't know how to assure you that I mean you no harm, that I genuinely only want to ensure that the Deloso's remains are returned to them. All I can do is prove that to you. Fear."
I cannot fetch them tonight. Isaac, I hope you understand. If I were to return home this evening, porting a box of bones, my parents, of course, would be suspicious that I had turned to the infernal side, and we cannot have that.
He
But
looks
thank you for showing me
disappointed.
where this is. I will, however, come back at a later time tomorrow. I was invited here on official business for the season.
I understand.
This is not me not wanting to help. This is, again, ensuring the safety of my family. But I will. As God is my witness. Come back tomorrow and fetch these remains and give them to the Delosos.
He nods. And then, looking almost ashamed, says, I do not expect you to retrieve them tonight, Astrid. However, I think I should still show you which box is theirs.
Looking at the moves. Okay. I am a little terrified, honestly. I would like to keep my cool.
I think that is very fair.
Okay, let me see. That is also an 8.
And so I'm going to give you a few pieces of information to help you make this decision, Astrid.
Okay.
So you can go down there. You are pretty sure that Isaac does not mean you any harm. Like, he genuinely, clearly, like, wants these remains to be taken, and if harm were to come to you, that would prevent that from happening. So you're pretty confident on that, but you are going into a crypt with someone that you are concerned may have been involved and acknowledge some involvement in a murder. So that is very fair. You
Also,
could.
spooky. They're spiders.
That's very valid too. Yeah, it is a very spooky setting. And so you could run. But the rammies of that would be that Isaac is right. You would not know which box to take, and you don't exactly know what you're going to find down there. And so that could put you in a situation where either you do choose the wrong box or you are down there for so long, there is a greater chance of getting caught.
Okay. I will go down there with you. Lead the way.
And Isaac touches a stone on the floor, and he makes sure that you see which stone that is as well. It is the only one that has any markings, and the markings that it has are several interconnected sigils. He presses on that, and the stone moves, and a stairwell below, well made, even though it's clearly hewn out of the rock that was there, opens up. much like the room that Mr. Dorian Black found, as soon as it opens, the sconces along the walls start to light up and illuminate the passage below. It is not far down. It is maybe 8-10 feet. So you're not walking long. But beneath there is what looks like what had been catacombs, except instead of the bones you would expect to see, you see a number of wooden boxes. And Isaac steps forward. It's clear he knows exactly like where he is heading and goes right over to one of the walls to a box that is 3 or 4 up and goes to touch it, but clearly can't. Like you see his hands just get stuck.
Okay. Thank you for showing me. So do I just remove? I actually, before even, I want to touch it to see if I can.
And so you reach out, you place your hand on the box. You are able to. Whatever barrier prevented Isaac is not there for you. And beneath your hand, it simply feels like a wooden box. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't feel warm. It simply is.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just thinking through all the potential Rammies on potential moves. I'm
That
sure
is
you
fair.
understand. Okay. Well, they like pat the box like a. I understand that this is exceedingly important to you. I would like to see if I can manipulate Isaac again.
I would love for you to do that. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm going to use Speak from the Heart because really, I do. I think I have less Isaac's best interests at heart here right now, and more so Damien's best interests.
I love that. Yes, please. Please use Speak from the Heart.
If I do this, what can I expect from the Delosos? What kind of, I mean, will all of this end? Or is just do you think things are going to get worse? My I rolled a hold on, what are we rolling with for manipulate an NPC? Shit.
I've been using hot, yeah.
Okay. I rolled a 10. Oh no, I rolled an 11.
Okay.
I forgot how to
We're
math.
all so hot. It's all hot in the hill.
It's true. Super steamy.
They're definitely like living their hot era right now in this moment.
We love to see it. I mean, we don't
Yeah.
really love to see it happening in a crypt, but like we love to see it.
Hey, hot doesn't have to be sexy. Hot can just be powerful.
That is true.
Astrid was the mommy that we needed the whole time.
She is older than all y'all.
Incredible. Incredible.
But seasons, maybe.
Yeah, seasons.
Seasons, why? Sure.
Oh. Sorry, my husband just sent me some good pictures of Opie belly.
Oh.
Look.
Oh. Blessed.
Bless.
You know, I think that even adds another like 1 to the roll right there. I mean,
Oh, good.
you know.
It's just good
Amazing.
belly. I get to see that belly tomorrow. Okay, sorry. Okay. Yeah, so that is, I guess you said it. I get a +1 to that roll on
I
top of the
did.
other +3, so that's a 12, baby. What's up?
Isaac
Astrid
looks,
wants to know everything she's going to get out of this. Everything.
and Isaac, like a mixture of emotions go over his face. Like there are elements there, like when you said, you know, will this all end, where you see his brow furrow. But when you focus more on the impact on the Delosos, he says, I admittedly do not understand everything about the magic that has brought Carmen back and what that means for Damien. But I know that without either of them being whole, their options are limited. And so I do truly believe that if they have their remains in hand, I believe there is hope for both of them. As for how that may impact other things, as for that question of will this all stop, I don't know. But I know that this will be taking an important piece off the playing field in a way that will help both Carmen and Damien. And I do not see how that could be a bad thing.
Doing things for love is never a bad thing.
That is my
And-
only reason for doing this, Astrid.
I know that. I see that. And I feel that. I was in love once too, and love is a wonderful and incredible thing that one can only wish that they experience at least once in their life. And I regret that both of us have had our love taken away. But if this will help give you, and specifically the Deloso, some peace, then I'm more than happy to do it for love.
And Isaac smiles sadly and says, "Thank you, Astrid. And I hope that if love is something that you seek, you are granted another opportunity. Because someone as pure and true as you deserves that."
Astrid chokes down a lump in her throat. I do not believe that love is in the cards for me. But that's okay. You deserve to feel it again. I had my shot. And Astrid curtsies. I will take my leave now. Thank you very much for trusting me with this task.
And Isaac bows his head, but as you go to step away, says, "Astrid, if love were a favor I could grant you, I would. But I know that love cannot be forced. I know that love is something that you feel in your body, and it has to appear there naturally. But I truly believe that you deserve love more than I do."
I appreciate that sentiment, but unfortunately I am already learned in those ways.
I wish you the best, Lady Primer, and whatever you ask of me, whatever I can do to help you find whatever is on the horizon, I will do it. And I will do it with all my heart, such as it is.
Thank you.
And he does not stop you from taking your leave.
Oh wow,
And
convenient. Gihyo's here.
And Amber is always emotionally devastating, and we love them for this. We are going to give Astrid a moment. And in that moment, we are going to revisit the group in the Rose Garden.
Go back to the horny ones.
Yeah. And so, Mr. Dorian Black, you are escorted out to the Rose Garden.
Wonderful. And how do I find our two lovebirds? I mean, our two friends and companions.
A very proper 2.3 meters apart. Exactly. Admiring the rose bushes.
Yeah, just
Fitz
going
gonna
for a
look.
very proper, a very fine and not spicy walk. It's fine. These roses are beautiful.
Yes, I think that particular species came from, oh, there's Dorian. Thank goodness.
Oh, Mr. Black, hello.
Miss Elise, lovely to see you again.
Little bow.
Fitz, what have you done? I heard something about your knee.
And this is definitely a trick Fitz and Dorian have used several
Uh-huh.
times for
Absolutely, but he makes you ham it up.
Fitz puts a hand on the knee, shakes his leg. It's like, oh yeah, the old war wound playing up.
Right.
I may need some assistance in my cane, Is it in
Of
the
course.
carriage? I
We
forgot.
both rode our own horses, Fitz. So
Damnable
it's likely in the carriage back home.
dash and damnation, you're right. I suppose I shall have to soldier on.
I suppose so.
There's like half a second where Lisa's like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" Oh, okay. Like,
There's just the smile, and then of course the dark glasses.
How is Dorian looking? I imagine outwardly Dorian looks fine, but Fitz does know a thing or two about Dorian.
Yeah.
So how you doing, buddy?
There is a tension just at the edges of his smile. His hand, whenever it moves near where his gun should be, lingers just a second longer than normal. He's holding himself as if at any moment he needs spin around and take aim. But of course, this is all behind the facade of, cool, calm, and collected.
I think Fitz will give Elise a little nod and step to talking close distance.
Uh-huh.
And be like, what's going on?
Elise will like kindly like step a good few meters away, just inspect a rose bush or some such. Like,
Uh-huh. Can't tell you too much. I'll speak on it once we get home.
I'll hold you to that. But are we in any immediate danger?
No, this is all pomp and circumstance that'll be useful. So,
Oh, well, I apologize for drawing you away from Lady Primer.
I unfortunately was not with Lady Prima. I was with you, and then you left to the gardens, remember? By the time I got back, she was already gone.
Where?
Having an idea.
Does Fitz is feeling a little paranoid. Just because of the murders, and now all of a sudden one of our number is gone. Can I wolf senses?
Yeah, would you like to use heightened senses?
I would, and it's moon. There's moonlight, right?
There is.
So, all right.
There is moon.
Okay, so I get a +3 to that, which means that's a 12.
That is incredible. So you have a bunch of questions that you can ask me, and you get to take one forward.
Right. Really, Fitz has one question. Where is Astrid? And two, is there other danger? That would be another way.
So, Fitz, you tap into your wolf side, and that allows you to catch Astrid's scent in the air. And so you can gauge that at this moment, Amber, let me know if I'm wrong, but I would imagine Astrid is moving away from the ruins of the monastery at this point.
Yeah, for sure. I think at this point, they've probably made it back to the garden.
So you would know that Astrid was close to the woods. You would be able to sense that they were coming from that direction, but they are actually not too far off from you at this point.
Okay, so when Fitz goes wolf knowledge, there is a change that comes over him, not physically, but physically in terms of like stance, his posture changes, his eyes change color, and he is a little more hunched, a little more like he looks like a spring ready to go. And he looks over at Elise and says, I think Lady Primer is over there. You want to check on them?
I shall go fetch them. Yes. Just
Dorian?
play it by like. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got it. We're good. I got you.
Before Fitz heads off following this trail, he's going to unbuckle his sword belt and give it to Dorian.
He's gonna take it.
Do I
Just
get
in
a sword?
case.
Of course.
And then Fitz is going to, at a like brisk Fitz trot, follow and he's like jogging form, just perfect. Textbook, I'm out for a light constitutional jog. Because gotta preserve your energy. But we're gonna follow that trail.
Dorian is definitely not looking after him. Absolutely not.
Yes, I'm gonna go where I was pointed to try to find Astrid.
And with that,
So-
Alex, just to clarify, you're going to be following the trail towards the woods.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and I will go with Miss Elise to go find
Interesting.
Lady Astrid.
Interesting choice.
Interesting. Very interesting choice. Okay.
This
I'm
is fine.
also, and I will say, I am holding your second question, Alex. We will get back to that in a few moments.
I'm sticking back.
I think Elise definitely like keeps a couple paces on Dorian.
Yeah, no, like
not
absolutely.
like outwardly like maliciously or anything, but just like a little like eyebrow raise and just like he's walking.
So Amber, how is Astrid when they find them?
Normal. Extremely. Like, very trying to remain as stone-faced and neutral as possible because they did, in fact, promise discretion. And the last thing she needs in this moment is for any of these fucking weird lying losers to know anything she's doing.
How dare you?
Those are not her words. Those are Amber's words.
Losers
I
affectionate,
did
right?
nothing.
Losers affectionate.
I did
Yeah.
nothing to nobody. I've been nice and good and kind. How
You
dare
have them. I have them. You have them.
No wonder Table 2 desperately wants Octavia. They want someone that they can trust.
I trust her.
We all just need friends. It's fine.
No. Astrid doesn't think anyone's a loser except Julius because he fucking deserves it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's true. He is a monster, not affectionate.
Yeah.
He's a bitch and had it coming.
Derogatory, in fact.
He's
Yes.
a bitch and he had it coming, just like Jon Snipe.
Truth.
Bad. Is Lord Connolly with them?
Yes.
He is actually not.
Interesting.
His path and Astrid's path diverge. Well, I guess actually that would depend on Astrid. He felt like Astrid might need some space, so as they were walking and there was the opportunity to head towards the house or to head towards the rose garden, he asked them, do you want me to accompany you, or would you like some space?
Is that being asked of me?
It is.
I'm sorry. I was mentally laughing at Brendan's comment in the chat.
No worries. That is totally valid.
Well deserved.
So yes, Isaac
no.
asked you if you wanted him to accompany you or if you needed some space.
It would be extremely suspect for the both of us to be returning from the woods at the same time.
Understandable. I will head inside to help with final dinner preparations, and I believe a few of your fellow guests had gone out to the Rose Garden. You may find them there.
When I'm ready to cash in my favor, how do I contact you?
And he considers that for a moment and then reaches into his pocket and hands you a piece of black stone that has sigils etched into it and says, if you are comfortable with this, all you have to do is hold it in your hand and find the nearest reflective surface, and we can talk that way.
Exceptional. They take it from his hand and put it in whatever little pocket bag or whatever that they have with them. I will join the rest of your guests in the Rose Garden.
Again, you have my thanks, Lady Primer.
And you have my discretion.
And that is already more than I deserve.
Don't let Damien down.
I won't. I promise you that.
And then at that point, that's when very sharply they turn on their heel and head in the direction of the Rose Garden.
And Lord Connolly heads inside the manor house.
Like half a second. Then Lady Primer?
The face changes. You probably don't even notice it. Elise. I'm so sorry. I got turned around and it's like a it's like a labyrinth out here, isn't it?
Veritable hedge maze. Where did the Lord Connolly go? I thought he was out and about with you.
Oh, he was. But then, dinner's coming soon. He had to ensure that the final preparations were all good. He's inside the manor house. Did we lose Kit? We did. Oh.
Briefly.
They are back. They are back.
Yeah.
Did you hear my answer?
I did not.
Oh.
I don't know which of us is out.
No
All
worries.
Well, he had some final preparations for dinner, and he asked me to enjoy the rest of the garden, and went inside to make sure everything was fine for our meal.
Well, quite the responsible gentleman. Well, if you are unaccompanied, then hold out a little elbow, like, shall we?
We shall. How's your evening been?
Perfectly calm. Gritted teeth.
It is such a balmy night, isn't it?
That it is. They, got the as is appropriate. Yeah. that it is. I did not realize London gets so hot. Just like knowing glance. Knowing glance.
Yeah.
So where did you two get about to? I mean, the Rose Garden is quite large, but I've only seen a bit of it. I hear there's a bit of a mausoleum situation over here. Have you seen it?
Oh, no, it would be unbecoming of me to go to a mausoleum.
Of course. But the architecture, I mean, must be stunning.
Oh, for sure. I mean, as most mausoleums are want to be. However, I think I understand that the mausoleum out back is meant to be ruins, correct?
Correct.
A shame.
Yeah.
They were such beautiful places. It's a shame they're, steeped in sadness.
Well, it's impossible to feel sad when surrounded by good friends such as you.
Oh, you are too kind on me.
How goes, Captain de Villiers?
I believe he stepped away for something. Not quite sure where everyone gets off to. I was a bit distracted by the gardens.
Oh, I'm sure you know quite a bit about what Captain de Villiers gets off to.
Is this out loud? Is this canon?
Phrasing?
Crazy?
I just mean that you both are very close.
Get up to, first of all. Not much better actually. No, the captain and I are close friends. This is true. Suppose I know him best of anyone here, but that's not necessarily saying terribly much as first season and all that.
Well, I do wish that you were to find a match that is befitting of your nature and your temperament to allow you
Blush and then suspicious?
a pleasant and joyful marriage as long as you shall live.
I think there's a bit of a searching for the right reaction, the right word for that. That's forward. I think I should wish the same for you. Should that be something you are after? I take it you've found good company tonight. Wink, wink.
I do not make a habit of encroaching on people who already have a beloved.
My apologies. I forget the history of the ton. I've only learned it so recently.
No, it's okay.
Awkward sense.
The
Is
Lord
Dorian
approached.
still behind us?
I
What?
was going to ask, where is Dorian?
Yeah,
Is Dorian still a good 20 paces behind me?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's not close, especially like, Astrid was coming up by their lonesome. He's like, oh no, that's probably not a good
Nah,
idea.
man.
So
I gotta get out of here.
so he's chilling. He's observing the roses, counting the petals or something. He's chilling. He's
They're so observable. Is the thing about those dang roses.
Yep. Yeah, different color petals. It's weird. Like they're all red, but like they're different reds. You know what I'm saying?
Right, nature.
Do
is
they
beautiful.
smell like boo boo boo?
Yeah. Yes. As per the poet, Big Boy, large young man. Yes.
And Sir 3000.
Yes, sir. 3000. Yes.
Absolutely incredible. We are going to pan away from this trio over to Fitz and
Why?
his
Whatever's going on there is
investigations.
far more interesting.
But you wanted to follow the path,
If it's
Fitz.
I know. Let's do it. Let's
Follow
go.
your Rammies, babe.
Follow the Rammies.
I will follow my Rammies. I'm ready. I'm ready this time.
And so you are following the path that you can sense that Astrid took earlier, and you, of course, can catch the scent that they were not alone, that Isaac was with them. And you follow that straight to the ruins of the monastery, which is where your second question of what is going on danger-wise here starts to kick off a bit. And that is because you catch the scent of sulfur.
Great. I don't love that.
No, nor should you.
What is the general sitch in the ruins when Fitz is there? Like, we cleaned up after ourselves in terms of secret passages?
Yep, all of that is closed and sealed up. It looks like the ruins of a monastery.
With my very good sense roll, would I be able to note that there is something wonky with the scent trails?
Yes.
Okay. Could I do another sense check to see if it can find what happened?
I'm going to say, because you had a very good roll, and that roll does technically give you 3 questions,
Oh, okay.
that we are going to be going to the third of those. And so you are investigating more closely than anyone typically would, because they would not have the information that you have. And so you are somebody who has an eye for detail. It's not just scent that is enhanced. You also notice what look like imperfections to you that would be completely unnoticeable to a human being or somebody who was not looking in the ways that you are. And with that, you can tell that the way the stones are aligned is not the way they should be. And this isn't just wear and tear. This is an indication that there is somewhere beneath this that can be accessed.
Okay, I'm gonna try and open that up.
Do you just start kind of pressing on stones at random?
Well, I assume that if it's a thing that needs to be, well, I assume that something needs to be interacted with if there's a secret here. So Fitz is going to take a big inhale and see if there's any sense on any particular stones.
And I'll give that to you. It helps that, to be frank, it is rather obvious.
Oh, good.
The
That's
stone
good.
is carved into, so like
Oh.
if you are looking, that's going to draw your attention. And if you look around at the other stones, there are no other carvings, so like you're guided towards it by the scent, but then you're also like, nothing else looks like this.
Fitz
Might
gives a
be
little
something.
smile and is like, subtle.
It is very clear, and perhaps this is maybe another indication of danger, that they do not believe anybody would come out here looking. Like, they feel that the ruins are already secure enough, because you, as someone who takes security seriously, are a bit horrified by the fact that they are not taking security seriously.
Yeah, it's just that Fitz hates mysteries. So he's gonna push that stone.
And much like with Astrid, the passageway below opens up, and the sconces alight.
Down, down, down.
And so you similarly see what look like catacombs with boxes filling the spaces that bones often would. There are a lot of boxes.
Like 3 or 4 boxes.
Like 50 to 60 boxes.
Jitty, that's a lot of boxes.
That is a lot of boxes.
Uh, is there a smell of? Can Fitz get a decent idea of what is in these boxes?
That is a bit harder. The boxes seem to be very well sealed. And so there is not anything outside of the wood that they are built from. It smells like a place of death, but it's hard to know if that's because of what it has historically been used for or because of what the boxes contain.
Okay. And can I smell that Astrid has been here
Yes.
with Isaac?
Yes.
Okay. Ugh. Mm. So there are two things that Fitz wants to do. He wants to open a box, but also GTFO because this feels bad. So I'm wondering if I could make a roll that would either tell me what to do.
So what I'm going to say is, because you asked about danger,
Mm-hmm.
you 100% do not think that touching one of the boxes is a good idea.
Okay. What if I had a good friend who gave me a protective thing?
Interesting.
Did I just hear a no?
We're all going to laugh nervously here. It's fine.
Hey.
Okay. That is a very valid point. If you had a friend who had done something like that, that would feel like an acceptable risk to take.
So, I'm wondering if this is a keep your cool roll to like stay the course or just be out.
100%. I would like you to roll to keep your cool.
Okay, and I roll cold with that?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Oh, good. I have a -1 for that. That's a 6.
Bye. Bye-bye.
And that is what I'm going to say. In this instance, you're like, if I do this, I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but it feels bad. And I think what does go through your head in that moment, Fitz, is that you consider the fact that like you could perhaps be protected in touching one of the boxes, but then it's the question of what happens afterwards. Will this be something that others are aware of? And like you're just kind of running that through your head and you're like, nope, I'm out. I'm running.
Yeah, okay. The risk assessment is coming in and it's not the right ratio. Also, I'm pretty sure Fitz still feels bad he has this charm and he wouldn't want to rely on it because he might be thinking about sending it back. And he wouldn't want to send it back in like a cracked, smoking, destroyed way.
100%.
So,
My guy.
So yeah, Fitz will book it out, but he's taken note of everything down here. And he is up the stairs, make sure that everything is back in its place, and then he will follow Astrid's trail back out of the woods.
And so where does Fitz reconvene with the other three? Are Astrid and Elise and Dorian still in the Rose Garden, or have they started to make their way towards the house?
I feel like we're eventually like meandering towards
Yeah.
the house. I feel like we're probably taking our time until we're like called on or something.
Right.
But,
I think Dorian would have waited for you all to approach. He would not have like walked up to you because like
hey, ladies.
right. It's milady. Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
I see you in the rose garden. Sorry. Good night.
But yeah, no, he's definitely giving nods and smiles. Lady Prima.
Mr. Black, I see you're doing well.
Relatively.
I'm sensing tension.
Did you enjoy your time in the garden?
The moon is beautiful tonight, isn't it?
That it is. I've always been more partial to the crescent. Just the curve, the shape of it. It's quite beautiful.
stepping a solid couple paces away, just giving them room to talk. I'm still here. I'm chaperoning. It's fine.
Amber is taken aback by how smooth that was. Holy shit. Hold on
That
one
was
second.
really, that was
You
really,
can't do
really
this too.
smooth.
I don't have a fan. You can't be doing this to me.
Yeah, I don't have a fan either. I just have to suffer.
There you go. There you go. I got it for you.
Whew. Lisa's like, this is too hot for me. All right.
Elise, would you do me
They're
a
gone. Okay.
Oh.
No, they're like a couple steps away, just like giving the talk. It's fine.
Elise, would you do me a favor and maybe
Yes.
save me a seat at the dinner table? I believe Mr. Black and I need to have a conversation.
It would be my pleasure. Just a little curtsy, just a little okay. And then, bow to the door. Mr. Black, I shall see you inside then, I suppose. Like walk away.
Of course.
It's cute. She likes romance.
I apologize again for missing out on our tete-a-tete, as it were.
Have I done something wrong?
No, you not. I don't know. But I must be honest with you, Dorian. Everything about you is screaming no.
Yeah. Suppose that makes sense.
And I come with far more emotions than should be allowed in a dowry.
I mean, emotions are part of the human experience, are they not? Good, bad, the ugly. It's all a price that one must be willing to pay.
I'm
Let's start here. Glasses are off.
well, it's a pleasure to see your eyes.
They can be a bit unsettling for those that don't know me.
Listen, just because everything about you says no, and everything about my past is screaming to not let myself fall, I cannot doubt my attraction to you. But I don't know if it could be love.
Well,
I don't know if I'm
that's you.
capable of feeling that, Dorian. I need you to know.
And that's all right. As long as you're willing to give it a shot. If it's not love, then so be it. Heart will mend. But if it is, that's a good thing. And at the very least, and I need you to understand this is not an ulterior motive. This is full honest. I would not see you shipped away Your beauty, your worth don't have a seasonal expiration date. Even
Can
if it
I call
is.
for a roll to turn someone on? Can I make that call?
I think
I
that
mean,
is
you want
100%.
it, you got it.
I was just kind of letting the two of you play this out, but yes, let's roll to turn someone on.
It's a 13.
Of course it is.
Turn everyone
The
on.
dice
We're
are
all
telling a
in.
story. The dice are telling a
It's a
story.
boxcars, baby. It's
And that's
boxcars.
the
What do you
episode.
want?
We're just all into it.
Okay, you gain a string on me, and you
Okay.
choose one of the 3 reactions.
Oh my. Okay. All right.
Actually,
okay.
no, Amber, you choose the reaction.
Oh, I choose?
Yep, you
Okay.
Oh,
choose.
fuck.
Good.
Yep.
Good. Pew!
I think Astrid looks behind her to ensure Elise is fully out of eye and earshot. Presses up on her toes, and if this is okay with you, Dorian, leans in for a kiss.
Is this okay with Dorian?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Even though it will activate your intimacy move.
Wait.
The
That-
Rammies, bro.
That is
The
why I am
Rammies.
going to check in on that, just because
You're
you
telling
did
me the
say
intimacy move hasn't been
last-
activated yet?
last
gonna say-
time that you were trying so hard to avoid that with Fitz. So I do not know how you feel about that happening with Astrid.
I also want to specify. So I have 3 intimacy moves. And of course, I get to choose what virginity means to me, and I think specifically, virginity here is somebody who has never felt true love. So, have you
Oof.
felt true love before?
Oof.
No. Okay, good. Because if you had, I would have taken 1 harm. Thank you.
No problem. Okay. Hey, JD.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, sorry, hold on. Give me 1 second.
I'm here, Q.
No,
I'm here.
Hold on. We're just gonna say. I said what the fuck I said. There we go. Anyway, so I have an offer for you,
Okay.
JD.
Mhm.
Now, normally, the intimacy move is how to put this. The intimacy move puts a string from the dark power. The dark power gets a string on the person. What if I took it instead? Can I take it instead so that Asher doesn't get it?
See how it is.
Interesting. How many strings are we at, Q?
Okay, so did the one downstairs count?
No.
Okay. Then we are. Let me just the sheet because I changed that. We're at 2.
I will let you take the string for Astrid if you take 2 strings.
Done.
Okay. And so what I'm going to say you feel there, Dorian, is, this has been something you've been worried about this entire time. It's why you've tried to not get close to Fitz. And earlier tonight, you and Fitz shared a moment, and you felt that string attached to him. You felt that that opened him up to Abraham's influence. You do not want that to happen to Astrid.
Mhm.
You are drawn to them because of who they are. And the last thing you want is for Abraham's influence to affect them in that way. And you start to feel the same thing happening again as you kiss. And you, in a way you didn't even realize you could, tear that string away from them. You tear that bit of Abraham's influence. And you don't so much hear him because he doesn't talk to you in that way. He does appear when you call him and at times where you need him, but you get a bit of anger. He does not like the fact that you have just prevented this. And you can feel that in retaliation, he now adds another string to you as Amber actively threatens me.
Oh, I'm threatening Will.
Okay, I thought it was me.
I'm
I just
threatening
figured
Will.
I just figured I was getting threatened as usual.
I'm
No,
threatening
go ahead
Will.
and threaten Will. Please continue. And you just get this sense of, well, if this is how we're playing, then the game is on.
So Dorian, in that moment, as you are standing up on your tiptoes, wraps an arm around your middle to keep you there, and definitely gives in to the kiss.
Hell yeah.
And then when it's
Hell yeah.
done, he steps back to be proper. There are some things that I'd like to discuss with you at a later time.
Yes.
An explanation. I imagine the rumor mill's been going a bit crazy about me and about my past. There are things that I will be able to tell you. No, I won't be able to tell you everything.
Understood. As long as you're honest about the things that you are sharing with me. If this is something that we're going to explore, then honesty is what I ask for. I hope that does not put you in any harm's way.
Darling, right now, I'm all up in harm's way. Not because of you. You're one of the calmest parts of my time here thus far.
Astrid considers that, smiles, and holds out their hand. I believe we're wanted for dinner.
I believe so. I think we've given them more than enough time.
And we are going to pan away from the two of you as you make your way inside. And Elise, after that hot, steamy scene, I think there was something that you had wanted to do.
Whew, buddy. Sorry, my brain is soup. After that,
That was beautiful and a lot and beautiful.
was chef's kiss.
Yes.
Yes. So Elise is kind of, stepped away to leave them to it. These kids, these crazy kids. And sort of like make her way back to the house proper, but is going to try to like swing by and try to find Fitz first. And then when she cannot find Fitz, she's gonna try to sniff him out. Because he's been gone for a minute and didn't exactly tell us where he was going. And now it looks like people are heading into dinner, and starting to get a little bit paranoid as there's been murders, and then they looked back and Dorian was behind them, and it was like oh no. So they would like to try to get a read on where Fitz is, and I believe that looks like gazing into the abyss.
It does, and I would like you to use your move, marked for the hunt.
I will, because the fun thing about being bit is that you are now marked by the vampire who bit you on occasion. And that means that, similar to how Fitz has a sort of intimate bond with Elise, Elise has a very preternatural bond with those she has fed on. Which means I get to know where you're at. But also, are you okay?
It's your own, like, air tag.
It's Find My Phone, but it's like, it's like, babe, send me your location. But like with your blood, I don't know.
Drop a pin. Drop a pin.
It's making
Drop a-
sure
hey,
his
drop a pin.
location is on, just in case.
Okay, so that is, oh, thank God for that +3 then. That is a 7 + 3, a 10. So I think this very much looks like Elise, like sort of like, oh God, where is Fitz? And then just, okay, focus. And just like trying to like pinpoint, okay, there's a, like smelling out the blood, there's a rabbit there, there's a whatever, like what is around. Trying to pull Fitz out of all that.
And because you are also gazing into the abyss, Elise, you do not only get a sense for where he is, you also get a brief flash of where he is. And the moment that you see is the moment Fitz turns to leave the crypt beneath the monastery. And so you see that flash of the catacombs full of boxes, and then Fitz heading up the stairs, and you see him come out into the moonlight. And that's where the vision part stops. But you know that he is over in the woods, like you have that immediate pull towards him.
Is he okay? Do I
He
get
is.
that? Like, is he in danger? Is he injured?
He is not in danger. He is not injured. He seems completely fine.
Okay, that is reassuring. But I do not know that it will stay that way. So Elise is running.
And so with that, I am going to give you the opportunity to reach Fitz and see that he is okay in one piece.
I would like that very much.
I do think if we
So
run into one,
cute.
I do think if we run into each other, it's one of those moments where Fitz is still like following the trail of Astrid to come back, and then notices that Elise is coming at him, and he's still got that danger vibe from the ruins.
Oh no.
So I think he does, like, he runs into Elise and just grabs them around the waist and is like, nope, we're not going that way. Nope.
I'm fine. I'm not, it's not, are you okay? Like, I'm totally assuming that he's like, oh, she's running, she's gonna bite someone. Like,
Right. Little miscommunication there. He's like, no, I'm fine, but we should not be here.
but dinner.
Yes, no. I mean here, right now. We need to go.
Okay. What were you doing? It's fine. We found her. She's speaking with Dorian, they're going to dinner.
In the interest of his new not lying to Elise about things, he says there's something in those ruins that Astrid has seen, boxes in crypts, and it's not good. And I think I need to figure out why Isaac took them there. Because he was there too.
Just processing. Okay, so she lied to me. Okay, why would she lie? Okay,
Wait,
just
she
sort of.
lied to you, or are you processing out loud, or is this?
I think she's at least it's like processing that, and then just like has like a look like, huh, like very much the same look when Fitz was like, oh, so are there other? And you're like, oh, okay, we're doing this. Okay, like it's very much the same. Like, okay, whatever, great, awesome. And just just sort of puts an arm out, like, then I shall be here to help you.
Good. I do think we need to be careful. I'm not sure Lady Primer is as pure as she seems.
I think that is such a beautiful moment to end on, that I think that is where we are going to call this session, because I don't know if there is a moment that can top that.
I think Elise saying, I think you should ask Dorian about that.
I will take that.
Okay.
I will take that.
Q buddy, we're gonna have some chitty chats. We're gonna have to.
It's Rammy o'clock, baby.
We're gonna have to talk at each other for the Rammies.
Keep my lady's name out your fucking mouth.
First it was Abigail. Now it's Astrid.
I'm sorry, which A lady are we talking about? I get confused.
There are a couple.
Either or, babe. Let's go.
Swear the fuck up, Dorian.
Like, I'm sorry. Who are you speaking to?
I'm sorry, they know about each other, so
I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna have that chat. You just had it today.
Listen, I'm just gonna say y'all are bringing the Rammies yourselves. And we love
it literally says in the game book, JD, to keep it feral. And what the fuck do you think I'm doing?
You're being amazing.
I don't know what you're doing.
I will just not be blamed for all of the Rammies. That is all I am saying. I will only take credit for 3/4.
I was going to say, I think you might be responsible for like 52% of the Rammies. Just that much in terms of the
There were 2 letters sent from 2 people to Astrid. Both of them were you. so rude.
We can't all write letters to Astrid, okay? Some of us are not write letters today.
Listen,
you know,
I ain't even talk.
It's fine.
Talk to the girl.
It's fine.
Rude.
So I think with that, as we are wrapping up this incredible session, I am going to do what I forgot to do at the beginning, which is, let everyone go around and introduce themselves, because we completely skipped over that because we were so excited to get to the Rammies. So with that, Kit, you are actually up first.
Excellent. Incredible. Amazing. I am fine and I'm good and I'm coping. Hi. I am Kit. You can find me places on the internet, all over the place. You can find me on Twitter at KitRollCause, where I have been going absolutely feral about this game. Don't look at me. And oh man, I'm all over the place this month and next. You can find me tomorrow over on Lost Caravan, where we will be playing some Fabula Ultima. I'm just a little robot. I'm just a little guy. I've never done anything wrong in my life. And then every Wednesday for the foreseeable future, I will be over on High Shelf Collective doing some lovely little cyberpunk red, where we're, it's also Rammies, but of a different kind, like Baywatch Rammies. It's great. It's fun. It's awesome. Come check it out over there. And then there are a couple of the other things coming up that I cannot quite announce yet, but keep an eye on Twitter and stuff, and I will announce things as I can. Everything's fine, and we're doing great, and I'm coping.
Everything is fine, and with that, you jump in.
Hi, I'm Q.
I was going to say
You can
that you're
find me
so
at.
fine, but that felt like crossing a line, so I didn't.
I do appreciate it all the same. Um, So I'm Q. You can find me at midnight_Inc. That is INQ. Q like my name. I'm sure you get it. I am part of the production team for Tales from the Table Studios. So come check us out there. We have Crumbling, Founder, and SCP. I'm going to say those words right eventually. Going to get there. Anyway, I'm a player on the Successor States of Rega. We are currently taking a break. We'll be back in about a month, so look forward to that. And then here, I'm doing this. This has been great. And then soon, very soon, we're going to be
Before our
doing.
next session, actually.
Oh my God, we're going
So
to be
you
doing
can
what
announce it if you
Dak
would like.
did.
Yep.
Yeah. JD made a system and a game, and it's really fun. And I'm playing an absolute monster. I'm very excited about it.
Yes, you are.
I'm so excited. Yeah, and then also in the summer we're gonna be playing Changeling, which I'm super excited about. I cannot tell you. I'm so excited. Anyway, so that's me. Also have a podcast. So we're
You
going on
remembered.
summer break, so I did remember. It's called Code Switching Naturally. We talk about a bunch of different topics, all from the lens and perspective of being Black in America. So it's a time. Yes, the podcast is a good time. The other parts, you know. Anyway, that's me.
Always incredible. And speaking of incredible, we have Alex.
Hey everybody, I'm Alex. I have been Captain Fitzgerald de Villiers this evening. I am Mightiest Finn on Twitter, as long as Twitter exists. What can I talk about? I wrote a game that came out just like last week called Backroads, which is the second in the Backwards tabletop universe set in a post-apocalyptic America where you can explore the ruins and fight monsters and try to get rich and try not to die or get some mental damage. That is available on itch.io right now. If you look for Backroads, that's there, along with the first game I wrote, which was Backwater, which is set in New Orleans. It's a Southern Gothic role-playing game. Backroads is an American Gothic. We've announced our next two projects. We're doing 2 for 1. We're doing a New England Gothic called Backwoods and a saltwater Gothic called Back Channels. Backwoods, obviously New England. Back Channels is Florida, the Caribbean, Georgia, the Bahamas. Go be a pirate, find haunted lost treasure, fight pirate ghosts, that sort of thing. Games, we're doing a preview of Backwoods. On this very channel, I'm running a game called Founders Day, which is about a group of people who get invited to a hotel that burned down 100 years ago, and now they have to go figure out why. Also, JD, we're doing a dark academia called The Shadows Behind the Stacks, and I'm running table 1 with the Rammies. Lots of Rammies on that one, I promise you. And then, Changeling. We're going to be fucking doing Changeling Cold Iron, which is an alternate universe where the Fey courts took over the Soviet Union. It's 1950, Stalin is the Winter King, and there's been a murder, and everybody is going to be trying to solve it, stay alive, and hopefully Will can survive the 4 monsters that he is playing with. That's all I've got for right now, but again, follow me, and there are other things that will get dropped. So, thank you. It's been lovely. I love all of you.
This is slander. This is character attack, and I don't appreciate it.
I know. I'm like, what monsters are you talking about?
I'm talking about you, JD, and you, Q. You're both monsters in this game. Just embrace it. Just embrace it, and it's going to be lovely.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either. I'm just into science. I'm just a twink into science. Like, it's fine.
I'm a good soldier. I'm sorry.
Listen, I'm not saying I don't love the both of yous and the both of yous characters, but they are actually, they're just little guys. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Amber, last but not least.
Oh boy, what the fuck? Hi, everybody. I'm Amber, also known as the Space Jamber. I'm a TTRPG writer, editor, podcaster, and streamer. You can find things that I've worked on, like Necrobiotic and flabbergasted literally in your local game stores. Buck
Hey.
wild. Yeah. Yeah, but also things you can find me on here. I'm also on High Shelf Collective with Kit playing Cyberpunk Red. I am playing Corona, who is a gossip monger, and all around childish Gambino knowing menace. I also can be found. Oh my goodness, I'm still coming out of my break. Oh wait, yeah. The other thing I'm on Fridays on this channel is Thy Kingdom Come, which is our Urban Shadows religious trauma game. So our next session is going to be not this coming Friday, obviously, because we just played today, but in 2 weeks. So join us at 1 p.m. Eastern here on Life from the Apocalypse. I'm playing our only like mortal character, Imogen Warwick, who today learned some Rammies from her dad's bullshit. Great. We love dads getting mixed up in bullshit. And hold on, what the fuck else am I doing? Oh yeah, Emergent Code. Please be on the lookout for Emergent Code, which is an Animon story podcast that is being released with by Archival Bun Anna. That is going to be amazing. I believe, oh God, if you just follow Emergent Code on Twitter, we're literally releasing the first episode in the next couple weeks. So please be on the lookout for that. It is great. And there's some other stuff I'm working on. But you know, I'm talking to several folks about running games over the summer. So we will see where and when I will be casting for said games. So thank you for this, JD. Thank you for making me cry, everybody. And yeah, I love this game.
Thank you for being amazing, Amber. It has been an honor to have you and, of course, everyone else in this cast here. And you brought the emotional damage tonight, and it was a moment I will never forget.
I always cry.
You always
make
bring
us
the emotional damage, and you make us cry, and we love you for it. Guess that means I am last but not least, and I will try to go through as much as I can, as quickly as I can. Thankfully, so many of you helped me with that because you laid out so many projects that make me realize what my schedule looks like in the coming months. So yes, I am JD. I have been your storyteller. I am usually a player in Class Reunion, Class Reunion Academy H, and Thy Kingdom Come. I will be a player in Cold Iron. I am also with Tales from the Table Studios just about every Monday for SCP, A Crumbling Foundation, as Q alluded to. And I will be both playing in and running one of the tables for the Dark Academia game that Alex mentioned, as well as playing in Founders Day. I am really excited to introduce that character. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So yes, that is most of what I'm doing. Oh, and I'm running Redacted. Forgot about that. That's fine. I'm only going to be doing
something tomorrow.
I am. Yes. Thank you for calling me out on that, Q. I'm so glad that Will isn't here to go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, as he likes to do. Yes, yeah. I will be with RPGs Uncovered tomorrow for the start of both teaching and then doing a demo play of the game Locus, where I am playing the worst character I have ever created in my life. He is an absolute monster, 110% derogatory. He is worse than my Cold Iron character. I'm just going to be clear on that. Just from like a moral standpoint, he is worse than that character. We'll stop it. It's fine. And then I have to list one more thing because, yes, as Steph pointed out, I will be also with Guild Superior this coming Wednesday for our third and final session of Vason. So those are the things I am doing at this time.
JD, I'm trying to get like you.
It's fine. It's fine. I sleep a normal amount, which is what Will always says.
I just want to warn everyone that the character that JD pitched to me for Founders Day is truly unhinged for him. Like, it is like there's a level of JD character that I expect, and this is just like I cannot even.
It's
Mhm.
true.
Cannot even.
Fantastic.
And that's only a few weeks off. I'm realizing because we have a week off between Vason and then Founders Day will start.
I'm unwell.
Yes, you're gonna have to find out what kind of twink they are. Will you're gonna have to find out.
Tune in, and you'll
Tune
find
in.
that out.
Games.
And find
Keep
out.
doing the games. I want to watch them.
Correct. There's so much JD content to enjoy.
Truly,
There
I am
is.
truly JD content enjoyer of all time.
Mhm.
Our cup overfloweth, and we are happy for
We
it.
are.
I am truly
blessed.
And we are
Yes.
thirsty for it. Sorry, what?
What? A season of thirst and sluttiness?
That's
Yeah.
of
season
thirst.
3,
Sorry,
Amber. That's season 3.
Right, we have to get to that arc.
Season
Give
3?
us-
Wait,
We're
thirst.
feeling for season 3. You heard it here first, folks. Get in the comments.
It's thirst and thoughtiness. Yeah.
Thirst
keep
and
it going.
thoughtiness.
Yes.
Yes.
I forgot about that word.
You're welcome.
Incredible.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
Absolutely incredible. Speaking actually, though, of announcements regarding a season of Secrets and Shadows, it is my decided honor to let you all know, tragically not with the full cast, but with almost all of them, we have been greenlit for 2 more episodes per table. So you will
2 more
get 4 extra weeks of content, which does mean I'm going to be running a game Thursday night, playing in a game Friday afternoon, and running a game Friday evening 3 times instead of 1, but that is fine. It will be fine.
love
I
you
may
for
just
it.
be a little unhinged by that point,
Amazing.
but that's perfect for this vibe. So
Just microdose the sleep. Just
it's true.
like
Just
little
microdose.
5 minute
Absolutely,
naps.
please take a nap.
Please take a
And
nap.
then bring the Rammies or whatever,
And with that, speaking of sleep, I am going to invite this amazing cast to say their goodnights to you, amazing chat and audience. And I am going to put us on the thanks for watching screen as I figure out who we're going to raid. But we love you all, and we look forward to seeing you next week for the next episode of A Season of Secrets and Shadows with Table 1, and then in 2 weeks to bring this amazing table back. Love you all. Night.
Good night.